Welcome to Animate Bible Story channel. Our Bible story for you today is the creation of Adam and Eve. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. After forming the earth, He filled it with light, separated the waters, created land, and brought forth plants, animals, and all living creatures. Finally, on the sixth day, God created humanity in His image. God formed Adam from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, making him a living being. He placed Adam in the Garden of Eden, a lush paradise filled with every kind of tree and plant that was beautiful to look at and good for food. Among the trees were two special ones, the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God commanded Adam, saying, "You may eat freely from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for when you eat from it, you will surely die." God saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone. So, He caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep, took one of his ribs, and formed a woman from it. When Adam woke, he saw her and said, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, she shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." Adam named her Eve. Life in the garden. Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony with each other, the animals, and God. They tended the garden, which provided abundantly for their needs. They were naked but felt no shame because there was no sin in the world. Each day, they enjoyed fellowship with God, walking with Him in the cool of the day. The garden was their home, and they lived in peace and obedience, knowing only goodness and joy. The temptation. One day, the serpent, a cunning creature, entered the garden. The serpent was crafty and spoke to Eve, questioning God's command. "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" the serpent asked. Eve replied, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" The serpent responded, "You will not surely die. For God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." Eve looked at the fruit of the forbidden tree. It was pleasing to the eye and desirable for gaining wisdom. She took some and ate it. Then, she gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate it as well. Therefore, immediately, their eyes were opened, and they realized they were naked. Shame and guilt entered their hearts for the first time. They sewed fig leaves together to make coverings and hid among the trees when they heard God walking in the garden. God called out, "Where are you?" Adam replied, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid." God asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from?" Adam blamed Eve, saying, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Eve, in turn, blamed the serpent, saying, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." The consequences. God pronounced judgment on all three. To the serpent, He said, "Cursed are you above all livestock and wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To Eve, He said, "I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam, He said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. By the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you will return." God made garments of skin for Adam and Eve to clothe them, signifying the first sacrifice for sin. Then, to prevent them from eating from the tree of life and living forever in their sinful state, God banished them from the Garden of Eden and placed cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the way to the tree of life. the hope of redemption. Although this was the beginning of humanity's separation from God, he gave a promise of redemption in his words to the serpent. The offspring of the woman would one day crush the serpent's head, pointing to the coming of Jesus Christ, who would defeat sin and death. If you find this story inspiring, please subscribe to Animate Bible Story channel. Thank you.